Hello, everybody. Good evening. This is Dr. Rao. Hope you are all beginning to get ready for the holidays. And hi, Nazli. Welcome. So, I want to bring in some holiday joy to people, which is a joy we can have all year. Okay, not necessarily only holiday time, but holiday time it could be doubled or tripled because all the loved ones come and visit. We are awaiting our son tomorrow. He's coming from a conference from Chicago. He got a promotion recently. He became a head band master. I think it's a very early age. He's only 27 now. So we are very happy about that. But then we are happy that he's coming. Right? We are in touch with him every day, but still nice to see you, right? Uh, these holidays, festivals are very useful to us because when we were growing up, there is a festival almost every month. You know, there are two or three real big ones, but then every month we have something for a celebration. So it's a complete celebrations publicly, and there are people coming onto the streets in groups, and also they are playing music, dancing, and uh, it's like more like in New Orleans, right? So but not everybody wearing different costumes and all that. Only certain people, maybe the performers, maybe. There was one uh, festival where people dressed like they are tigers, and they dance like they are tigers. Their whole body is painted with yellow and black paint, so it resembles like a tiger, and they're given a tiger head to wear, like a mask. Uh, that was fun. That The thing was, this entertainment that they were doing was public, free, and there was no time it could happen, right? And then also they change according to the day and night. So different festivals had different flavors and different entertainments and different, uh, people seem to be having a lot of fun. I said seem to be, right? It's all entertainment basically. And then come home, all the relatives come and all that, and then there are fights, and there are people taking on each other about things, about so many money, politics, and relations, and all that, right? Uh, so they are meeting after a long time, but they're not really spending the time in fortifying their relationships, in talking to each other and all that, right? So that is a kind of unusual, I thought, when I observed that. And then coming to America, and you see the same thing here during the Thanksgiving time, Christmas time, and all that. Either people are drinking a lot and then sleeping, or watching footballs and all that, or they are kind of fighting with each other about some things and all that, or they may be enjoying a little bit, but that's also short-lived. My question is, do we need festivals to land us in joyful existence versus some entertainment, and some kind of superficial pleasure, and appearing like they are really having a good time, but in their hearts and hearts, people have nurtured deep hurts, sorrows, and depressions, anxieties, and all that. I mean, circumstances also are like that. People don't have the enough money or enough things that they think they should be having, or certain things for certain occasions. People are also unhappy that way. But then, as I discovered uh, the inner way, as you travel the inner journey, you don't need entertainment. What you need is enlightenment. Understand the reasons of this kind of feeling up and low, and as the festival comes and our energies go up and we feel happy, and all those rituals, all those things that we go through, we had go through the ritual of we got good clothes, new clothes every festival. Rest of the time we were wearing uniform to the school and all that, right? But the festival, we got definitely new clothes stitched for us, custom tailored and all that. So we always loved that as children, right? And then each festival represented by a good food article, something like a one has one particular rice preparation, other has like a rice flour preparation, or other has different vegetables mixed together, things like that. Okay, different festivals had different flavors and tastes, and one had this middle of the summer. It has come, but they used to use the jaggery. The jaggery, the sweet. They used to mix water with it, and then it is so light that if you are really thirsty, if you drink that one glass, your thirst was quenched. So something that they kind of found way back, and then they carried on the tradition. So those kind of things are there, appropriate to the weather, appropriate to the festival, and all that. But that's also temporary, right? So uh, do we necessarily have to be miserable and then have this occasional bits of joy, which is fleeting and gone? Or do we recognize that eternal joy that we have when we are really in our true self inside? So, no chattering mind, no emotional outbursts, no angers, no hatreds, and all that, right? Uh, that's really, I think, that's the spiritual advantage of being inwardly peaceful, joyful, and blissful. That is very possible. So I can vouch for that. But doesn't mean we are a big short people or we have achieved so much than other people. No, it's just knowing this and educating ourselves and turning that way, and then you can enjoy festival every day. Every day is a new day. Every day is like kind of joyful way, and it kind of makes worth living as a human being, no matter how the outward troubles are, because you go and work for them joyfully. Suppose you don't have the money you are to earn, then you go and find joyfully, not in fear, not in anxiety, not in dreading whether somebody is going to interview me, how I'm going to do. All that are the tricks of the place of the mind. Once you understand them, you get out of them. You don't want to be there, right? You get out of them. That is the beauty of this inner quest of the spirituality. Um, Maybe I'm partial to it, but that's truth for me, right? That's why I'm expressing that. So I don't shun good times with people. My son comes and my daughter comes and all that. We have dinners together, we have walks together, we have conversations together, and we go out, we kind of find out what's going on with them, what can we help, and all that. So all that time goes away, and then in between they want to go and catch up with their friends around because they grew up here. That they do, and meanwhile we kind of have little plans that I do to enliven each occasion. Like, what can we do for today? What can we do? The other day, I planned a small sojourn, a journey to a nearby place, which doesn't take much time. We went there within half an hour, 45 minutes, and then we enjoyed the event, and then we came back. But that experiencing that together, I always tell them, you never know when we are going to be seeing last, right? So you always celebrate whatever time we have. I wish many people remember that. Then they will enjoy that moment, irrespective of what was going on within their minds and hearts, of harboring some anger, some grudges, and all that. Okay, if you remember that we are not here permanently, and each moment as we spend, it is gone and it is not going to come back. So enjoy each moment, right? That's what. So being in the present, being in the now, being in the loving connection, I think that makes a lot of joyful moments in the holiday time, irrespective of which religion, which traditions you are doing. So I look at like a more like an observer what was going on in the human life, how they are behaving with each occasions. Um, there is a movie that they showed spectacular celebrations at different times of the year, different times of the festivals, and then they say, but then right after the uh, event, people are dreading to go back to their life because their life is full of sorrow and not no joy, maybe some pleasure. They go to movie, they go to such this thing, they will be happy for the time, and again they come back to their problems. What I am saying is, if you have a conflict, if you have a grudge, if you have anger, if you have something, don't harbor that in the heart. Try to resolve that, see it what it is, and finish it off. And then when you meet the person next time, you don't have to carry that memory or carry that whatever grudge you have with them, right? It's healthy for you mentally, but also it makes the atmosphere much easier. So it's like kind of you got to be like a child in your heart, then real big grown up in your behavior. So this is a spiritual thing that was told by in the Ramakrishna mission. They said you got to be a child in your heart. That means you forget everything and you don't recall everything. And then when you behave outward, you are a mature human being, so that you can behave like that too. So that's important, I think. So joyfully present all the time, then festivals come and go. Still, you can participate in all the joyful activities. I did something way back in Chicago. When I was in Chicago, I happened to be the chief of that department. So I had 12 or 13 residents working under me, each resident doctor, right? And that doctor has a big house like a hospital area. It's a big hospital, 720-bed hospital. So we had a lot of areas, right? And then I kind of surprised them with some kind of celebration every so often. Once I just arranged all the picnic and everything for them, and then suddenly asked them, come and join us, and I took them, and they were thrilled, right? And then other time they said, we're going to give a party for the whole hospital, but then we're going to participate in conducting the dinner, and we ourselves will serve whatever we brought. So we brought one dish from each doctor's house, and then the doctor helped to serve that. And they had a thrill about that. So such kind of small joyful occasions we can invent and participate and execute them. That will be wonderful. I think everybody knows this. There are surprises and all those things, not necessarily associated with gift giving or expecting something, but just the camaraderie, just joining together, remembering that we won't be able to meet all the time like that, and then each day passed, it may not come back, right? And then that may be the last time we are seeing that person. So that kind of awareness of the present will really help you to be joyous in these times. I do it, so I'm welcoming everybody to. If they are not doing it, I'm sure they will doing it, some of them, but many of them get dragged by how they feel sometimes, how they are hurt, how they are belittled, whatever, right? That happens in life. They kind of. So my style is live in the present moment by dumping all the past and by not looking to the future, but enjoying that moment there. And be creative in creating joyous occasions, the small things that will be good. When I come here, I cannot talk very seriously because the subjects I bring in are not for entertainment, but for enlightenment, right? To be knowing these things and seeing the truth of that and experiment with the truth. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Uh, Lots of times I saw patients coming at this time, they are very, very unhappy. Lots of times, because they are kind of have these small things happen. Um, my daughter, for example, she is kind of wants each occasion certain way, certain ambience, certain things, certain way they are done. Even the ice cream she makes, she wants the cream that she brings in, that has to be certain way. And yesterday, for example, she was trying to make certain things. She wanted a certain ingredient, and then they used to get that in uh, Target. So they went there. They could not find it, so we had to go some other place, and then we went a couple of places. Then she finally found something replacement for that. But still, she is kind of unhappy that she didn't get the same thing. But she adjusted and she did. So some people can build up in their mind how something should be, and then something happens. Like suppose there's a rain, there's a snowfall, or whatever, or the hurricane, they all get upset, and then they kind of ruin that day and occasion. And all that. So you got to quickly get over that. The way for that is living in the present moment. That is the way you can get over other things than you just to see what's happening here and then welcome. So that's a great, great skill. You know, uh, that's a great skill that happens because if you are always in the present moment and then celebrating it and really savoring it, really embracing it because it's going to go, it's not going to come back. That kind of present moment awareness is a very healthy mental thing too, because the moment you recall certain hurts, certain incidents that happened in the past, your stress hormone level will go up, and by definition, that's not good for you, right? So, uh, letting things go and forgiving people and being grateful for this time that we have with people, that kind of attitude goes a long way. And it is cultivable. It is cultivable. And then, as I told you before, have some visual cues of these things. I used to use it, that picture which says AIP. It's a question asking, am I in the present? So I took A for am, P is the present. Okay, am I in the present? If you question that, the moment you see the photograph on the phone or on the watch, then immediately that question comes, and with the question, you will be dragged into the present. So I did that several years ago, but now I don't have to because I am actually in the present, right? So that happens. That's a very good habit. So lots of times when I'm going to the patient's room, I just look at am I making the time or not, because the patient is 10:30. He might have come ahead and then he's in the room already. Then I kind of go there at the time then they allotted me, and I find him there. And the moment I see the watch, I see this AIP. Then when I go into the room, I am completely in the present with the patient. I'm not going to bring the previous patient's stuff here, or I'm not going to think about the agenda I have for the day. What I will do is, am I giving my all to this patient? Am I in the present, here and now? We can do the same thing with everybody, right? Suppose my son comes tomorrow, and then instead of being in the present, knowing what's going on with him, how he's and all that, having a laugh or something. If I dig in some things that he did not do, or he did not listen, or anything like that, that would be unpleasant episode, right? So I try to not to do that. So being in the present helps me a lot. You know. Personally, I think that's the key to be joyful all the time. Instead of being morose, serious, or grumbling, or mining, all those things, we can be just normal. And this laughter yoga that we practice, that is actually makes you deliberately start laughing, and then those movements of the muscles and all that, they actually generate good hormones, and you burst out laughing. At the end of it, you will wash off all these things, right? So that is something you could try. Get up in the morning, go into the bathroom, close the door if you're shy, and then look at yourself and try to laugh and see how your face feels looks when you're laughing. And you start doing that, and you can do as loud as you want, and then see the physically how you feel. I guarantee you'll feel much better than when you walk into the bathroom. That's the effect of the laughter yoga. There's actually yoga for that. There's somebody in 1985 or something that he kind of named it, and then there was backbone for that in the past, but then he kind of revived it, made it modern, and people are now doing. If you go several places, they will be actually gathering in a park, and they will be laughing just for no reason, right? Ha 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 ha. They will be saying, it looks like crazy to you, but actually they are doing a good favor for them, for their bodies and for their minds. Try that. I may be doing a online webinar on that. I'm planning the facial yoga, and right after that, I will do the laughter yoga videos also. Not webinars, so people may come and enjoy that. Um, so, holidays are coming. Good times are probably, but some people get caught in their travel, or so many things happen, right? But can you be joyful on the ride when you're coming here? So many occasions you can see, and you can make yourself. Whenever traveling, if I have somebody next to me that I don't know, I get into kind of a casual conversation, talk to them, and then really by the end of the journey, we both enjoyed our company, talked about things. So that itself became joyous, right? That kind. I'm not preaching anything. I'm just saying occasions are there, and we can make that just like that. It's very easy for us to do that if we put our mind to it. Many people come because they are more theory, more sad because of the whatever happened. One of my students this morning, she called me and she said she cannot come because she is very sad and something happened with her relationship. Um, yeah, well, we have to give her the room. We gave it to her. But when she comes back, I'm going to ask her about the holiday time, what she's doing, how she could do, and all that. Those will be pointed out in the wellness club too. How to be present, how to be light, how to be letting go, how to be initiating a good time. Like I plan small things, small lunches. My staff had so many times I kind of in the middle of the very busy day when we have that 1 hour lunch, we used to keep one girl there and then take off to the nearby big gardens we have, and we go there and order some food and eat the food there, and just to breathe the fresh air and come back to the work and work more vigorously in the next 3 4 hours. So such kind of small things that we could plan that would really enliven our time. I hope you understand me and agree with me, because that's what actually I do. It's not just I'm telling you, I have been doing that. For example, when I was very busy, I couldn't get coverage to go out for longer time. But the weekend, we could go to Chicago, which is 1.5 to 2 hours away. So I can answer calls from there. Is an emergency? There's somebody here they can take care of, right? Emergency room can take care of. So I kind of used to take the family and go to the lake by the in Chicago, and that was we didn't want to go on the town and do it on that day because we did all that. So one gentleman came from India, and I took him there, and we carried food to the lakes and made a big picnic, and then we wandered around. He had a ball. No, we had a ball too. So that kind of small things we do all the time. Like actually, I have a book is called Healthy Pleasures. Okay, it's an interesting work. So that's also I find some ideas there too. Uh, so that's about joy and festivals and holiday times and how to handle them. And just by really looking at our mind, what it is doing, and then don't be in the mind, be in that moment. Then everything changes. Okay. So, Nazli, you have any questions? You can tell me how you handle all this. There are some on the wisdom app. Anybody? I hope. Okay. I don't know why. Okay. So that's about the talk. Just a half an hour talk today, but it's an important time for everybody. And I hope you find that joy I'm talking about inside, and then let it guide you through the holiday time, irrespective of external situations. It's a question of being aware of what is happening and where our mind is pulling, and then don't let be pulled by it, but just be consciously aware of it. Then that won't have so much effect on you. And then you will be able to utilize the present moment very. I remember one conversation one gentleman had with this spiritual sage. Uh, the man said, I only know the life here, so I squeeze the orange of life so that I can get the most out of it here. And this other person said, yeah, I do the same thing, but I do it much more like I know in my real self, which is not my body and mind, but body and mind are vehicles of my real self. My real self is eternal. So I know I'm not going to end. So that's why I'm not in a hurry. I know I'm not going to come to a conclusion like my body and mind. So that's why I don't have a fear. That's why I live every moment like that and squeeze the orange much more than you and enjoy it that way. And also, I see everybody has the same kind of divine self within, so I relate with them. Okay, so if even if you remember that, don't look at the person's ego, behavior, personality, but be aware of the divine in each one. Then that becomes much easier to handle them. Okay, but we usually get caught up in, oh, this man behaved that man behaved that, he talked like that, those kind of things. That is not just you. Yourself is much deeper than all that. Okay, I remember that. That's why I don't really mind much. Okay, thank you, and I will see you back again tomorrow. Okay, bye bye.